at Ward 10 in Tioga, Louisiana, getting ready for another big day of softball. I'm Doug Ginn with 446 Sports alongside of Chuck Perkins. And, Chuck, did you have a cot here last night? Did you sleep here, buddy?
I think I'm going to reach out to, like, Tempur-Pedic or the Mattress Gallery.
Look, somebody absolutely should do it. I went to bed last night, got up, and you were still on the air. I was like, my goodness.
Wow.
St. Fred comes out. The Lady Warriors, will be the home team in this one. And if I butcher names again, this is my disclaimer. As I butcher names, just please forgive me. You can send all your emails to Chuck at 446sports.com. That way I don't.
Big shoulders.
Right. Defensively, and this will be the starting lineup. Avery Hauser will lead off. She'll be in center field. Abigail Creighton will play second base, where number 22 and bat second. She is at second base for the Lady Warriors, again, who are home in this one. Megan Day, she is a shortstop, whereas number 9, Addie Clampett, will be in right field. Kendall Taylor, third base. Sophie DeMoncos will be in left field, whereas number 4 and bats fifth. Batting sixth, Hannah Gamage plays first base. The designated player is Lily Davis. She wears number 23. Audrey Perry behind the dish wears number 12. And in the circle today, and this one's a tough one, so I'm going to call her Camille today. Camille DeGravelle, Degravelle. If you're scoring at home, she's in the circle. Leading off for the Lady Cougars in this one is junior Sadie Wilson. She'll play second base for the Lady Cougs when they get on defense, and we'll figure it out. But we are just a little bit early tonight, and you absolutely love to see that. Get a little ambiance from down there at the field. First pitch is set to come at 8:55 this morning. No time limit, so that doesn't really matter. But we are underway for day 2 of the Tioga Lady Indians Invitational. That one bounces low for ball 1 to Wilson. Getting Sadie on base is certainly something that you want to do for these Lady Cougars. They've got to find a way to get out there and get to scoring some early runs in this one. Camille will rock back and fire the 1-0 delivery. It misses inside, 2 balls. And I guess that answered the question, Chuck, of who was working the
yeah. Okay, yeah, if I would work it, huh?
Right. And I don't know if we're switching angles. Yeah, I think we are. There's that one.
2 balls,
I get spoiled a lot. Yeah, 2-0. That one inside. 3 balls and no strikes now to Sadie. Let's see if we can get everything going on. There's the one from behind the plate that we have. That one's from out of center. We'll keep on this one a good bit. 3-0 offering here. Misses up, and a 4-pitch walk to Wilson gets her down to first base, and that's going to bring Carly Rowe, the catcher. We were very impressed with Carly the other night in that game we did with Menard. I think she had 3 base hits in that one, but has really put the bat on the ball here in the games that we've seen.
Yeah, despite my faux pas thinking it was Ray because the paper that I had looked like R-A-E.
Well, you had your thumb over it. That's the problem. That one outside, true. Boy, it had Wilson off just a little bit. Chuck might want to bring that follow cam out just a bit, and we can probably catch all of first base with it, too. There you go. That'll give you a good idea of everything that's going on. Just kind of, or is that the maximum zoom that you have?
No, I can come out a little bit.
Yeah, zoom out just a little bit. Another one bunted down, nearly caught back there. Boy, that'll drive you crazy as a coach. Getting one popped up in the air for that minute. Had a shot at it, did Perry, but unable to bring it in.
1-1, right? Here, that's it.
Yes. Yep, 1 ball, 1 strike. We just have to turn it over to our talented school board workers over here that are doing such a good job early on. Full of monster drinks and candy and sugar and all of that.
From listening to them chat a little bit earlier, I know they love to push buttons.
Yeah. A lot of sugar. And right up next to it, I don't know if that's their aspirin. I think that was left up in the press box. We'll probably be using that a little bit later.
The Skittles was their aspirin. I'm sorry.
Right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the first we play. Lady Cougars looking to get something going. That one ground over to first base is going to be just outside the baseline. And they'll replay the 1 ball, 2 strike offering here. Grant needing to get on pace here and snap that couple of game losing streak that they got going on. I was able to talk to Coach Cooper for just a minute pregame, and she said, yeah, just things are coming together. It just takes a minute, but ran into a lot of stiff competition. Carly Rowe down on strikes. That's strikeout number 1, and senior first baseman Bella Daniels will stride in, ready to go. Just early season, this is what you work on, but district's right around the corner. Lady Cougars certainly have their eyes and hearts set on another trip deep into the playoffs. Swung on and missed there. It's just good work early on from Camille out of the circle for St. Fred.
You know what my favorite thing about this weekend is?
I'm afraid to ask, is this a legitimate thing, or is this one of your jokes, Chuck, that I have to mute?
No,
okay,
it's legitimate.
Then go ahead. Is that one?
Coach
Check
Woodard,
swing is taken for the strike there. Go ahead.
Coach Woodard hosts a great tournament, and
Yes.
the hospitality suite that we'll get to visit after the second game, dude, it's awesome.
Well, I got news for you. The hospitality suite after the second game is in Alexandria on Bluebird Lane. That's the one that I'll visit.
Grab you something on the way. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
That one down on strikes, and boy, after that tough first 4-pitch walk, it has been nothing but BBs on the last two batters, and that's going to bring sophomore Morgan Middleton, the third baseman. She was out for a couple of games with an illness, but certainly good to have her back. She played third base the other night, came in and pitched a little bit in that game we saw at Menard with Menard. That one, well, good cut at it, but just unable to get that one to.
Our scoreboard assistants up here are encouraging me a bit. You know, they're laughing at my jokes.
That's because they don't know any better. Dadgummit. About the second and maybe the bottom of the first, they'll be like, phew. And that's why the beauty of it is, look, see, I've got this little button that just controls all of that.
Lovely.
1-1 offering there, taken inside. Oh, that got her. Okay, so Middleton's going to make her way down to first base.
Caught that right foot in the back there.
Couldn't quite get out of the way. Peyton Kirtland will stand in there, the junior pitcher for Grant. Saw her start that other game the other night that we had and threw the ball well in that one. Good to see how she comes back out here and works today. Can help herself out here early innings. Put a couple across in this one.
Wow, that was close. Ball on the field over there. Came across and bounced between the on-deck batter and the coach.
I don't know where that would have come from. It came out of the Grant dugout or it come over the fence?
Field 3 behind us.
Wow, that's a pretty big shot.
It makes it, yep. It happens. Seen it on both fields.
Just outside. So field 4 is where we sit. And just to get your perspective, if you're familiar with this area, the Tioga baseball field is out in right field beyond where we're at, and the Red River Youth football is out to the left. So as you're coming in, and if you look through the trees, you'd see where the Monroe Highway is. Swung on and missed from Kirtland from the left side, and it's a ball and a strike. Opportunity there in that left center gap if she'll try to take that outside pitch and go over the shortstop's head. Probably be a chance to run and get that run in from second. Here's the delivery. But it's tough when that ball's curving in like that. Such a different view of it up here than it is from our normal outfield spots.
Have you reoriented yourself as far as which is right and which is left?
I've got there now. Now it's even because it's I always hold the
even a blonde can figure it out now.
I always hold everything in my right hand. The lineups. That one misses outside. I think trying to get her to chase, and that'll fill things up. I've been very impressed with the work that Camille's done early in this one. Takes the mask and throws it off to the side.
Called the game-winning shot last night on that Buckeye and West Washita.
This one is in and out. Swung and did get her to chase one on the outer half of it and nothing across. Left a couple of runners, though, top of the first. Due up for St. Fred's is Avery Hauser, Abigail Creighton, and Megan Day when we come back.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
And we're back to Ward 10, Field 4. Doug Ed alongside of Chuck Perkins, and we are bringing you Grant Lady Cougars softball in the Ward 10 Tioga Lady Indians tournament. And Avery Hauser will stand in this one. She is the center fielder. That one lifted high and back and deep, and what a way to start a game. That one is gone. Goodness gracious. Comes up and takes the first pitch she sees over that right center wall. And I guess that's what you want out of your leadoff hitter without a doubt.
Yeah, and as the Hulk says, smash, right? She crushed that one.
She did. It got it up and out of here in a hurry and down that hill towards the baseball field, and goodness gracious. And that's what we go back to earlier, taking and hitting those outside pitches opposite field. And that was into a pretty stiff wind that was blowing too.
Yeah, and it's coming in. You're right.
Yeah, you see that flag coming in out of center field. Quickly 1-0. St. Fred takes the lead in this one. The Lady Warriors, Avery Hauser with a big fly. Went up and out of the zone for ball one. Well, you're just getting settled in this morning. Maybe have some biscuits and gravy going, some bacon and eggs, something, and already a 1-0 lead here off that home run from Hauser.
First pitch, too.
Out of the zone now, trying to be a little bit more careful is Kirtland. So one thing you have to do is, as a pitcher, is get that out of your mind. You give up the home run, then you start trying to locate it and be too careful when she's just got to trust her arm and trust her instinct to get back into it. And that one is in there for strike one. Very demonstrative calling from behind the plate, and we like that. You know right away if it's a strike or a ball.
Very helpful. You're right.
3-1 comes in, and it's fouled back. There's a fence and a plate glass here window, so it's not going to come up here. But it still gets me after all these years, too.
There was one last night that hit foul back into the backstop on field 3 that got hooked up into the chain link fence over the bar up there. That was pretty neat.
Trying to come all the way back in this one. That one is ground foul over there by Middleton. Will end up just past the Lady Warriors dugout. Abigail Creighton, the Lady Warriors second baseman. And they'll switch out the softball and get another one. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it to the end of the second game before we hit the concession. I didn't have the bacon and eggs and a big thing of coffee this morning. Chuck brings 2 big old gallons of water or something up here.
This one's mine. I don't know whose that one belongs to.
I don't know. It's not mine.
I thought that was for you.
Nope. That one fouled back off to the right side and out of play.
We'll find a new location for him, like on the floor. There we go. That way they don't have to reach across our equipment to get it.
Right, which they will. They'll be looking for maybe one of the officials.
You're right.
Kirtland rocks back and delivers that one in there for strike 3. Good-looking pitch out of Peyton Kirtland.
Denied.
Well, and so what I like about it is she gives up the first pitch home run that's there, and goes 3 straight balls to Creighton, but comes back and battles around and gets a strikeout. And that shows that your head's in the right spot. Megan Day will stand in there. She is the Lady Warriors shortstop. That one lifted out to right field. Diving effort. Very good looking diving effort there from Sadie Wilson, but unable to get to it. But, boy, if that was just inches foul. Of course, if that stays fair, she probably catches it.
This is true. Trading out the ball there. Getting some of the morning sogginess off of it.
3 strikeouts back in the first inning for the Lady Cougars, and I know that Coach Cooper is going to want to get that addressed. Well, you see that one and all the movement. You see us up in that press box up at the top, right above where home plate is, all the way from the center field cam. I didn't even see you go put that out there, Chuck.
I understand. It's a
I
little
couldn't
bit
see
higher.
above the, yeah. That one moves outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes here in this one's third batter of the game. 1-0 St. Fred off of that Avery Hauser home run.
We were talking about setup earlier, and, it's really nice when you have folks that know how to set up.
That one
And
fouled off, and we'll do it again, yes.
It makes it really quick and efficient.
Yes. Didn't have to. I said wait for the cord, and we'll have that cord, and that'll be it.
Kind of like the disciples in the Honda, right?
Right, all in one accord. I know it. Oh, God, it's early. 1 ball, 2 strikes here.
At least it's a church joke.
Peyton rocks back and delivers this one. A little off-speed stuff. Just missed the outside corner. Thought she had a good look at that. You need Peyton to continue to settle down here and come back out and get those bats going. Had a couple of runners on in the first. Good-looking pitch in there, and strike 3 looking again. What I've seen out of Kirtland in this from this angle that I didn't get to see, that she works the ball in and out pretty good. I mean, you're looking outside and it's coming in. You're looking inside and it's going out. So great work pitching rather than just getting up there and throwing from Kirtland. Eddie Clampett, the right fielder for St. Fred, will stand in. If you can limit this just to that 1 run, I think that's a big win.
I agree. It's a good inning for you. I figured out why I tell so many jokes, Doug.
I don't like where this is going. Good-looking pitch there, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Actually a fair assumption of what's going on.
Okay.
When I'm by myself, I don't have time to think about a lot of funny stuff.
But when
you free up some of what my hands are doing and what my mind has to think of.
And see, the problem, the oxymoron then there is you said you come up with funny stuff. And so that's the problem.
Well, I laugh inside. That's all that matters. The guy in the mirror thinks it's hilarious.
There you go. Unfortunately, the guy in the mirror is not listening on the other end of this.
Yes, he is.
That one inside just fouled off. Clampett did a good job of spoiling that strikeout pitch there.
Trust me, the guy in the mirror actually goes back and listens quite a bit.
And laughs at your own jokes.
Laughs at my own jokes. Oh, that was a good one.
We got bigger issues here. You see it up in the top left-hand corner. Our sponsors are rotating around. Did you know the official sandwich shop of 446Sports is Firehouse Subs?
Great place.
Founded by firemen. Firehouse Subs. 2 locations. One just right up the road from here. So when you leave this game, because we know a lot of folks listen in the stands, when you leave from here, go by Firehouse Subs and tell them 446 Sports sent you. If you're over in Alexandria, do the same. Or if you're down in Lafayette, which we will be starting in the fall, you can join us at the One on College Saloon on Tuesday nights, August the 19th, for the Pelican Sports Report.
That's Wednesday, the 19th.
It's supposed to be a Tuesday. And then maybe, it's a good-looking pitch. It struck out the side. But the damage was done on the first pitch of the game, but Avery Hauser sent over the right center field wall. Great piece of pitching coming back from Peyton Kirtland as she strikes out the next 3 batters. 1-0. St. Fred leads this one when we come back.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
go, much better. Back to Ward 10. I'm Doug Ann alongside of Chuck Perkins and Emma Futrell. Set to lead off. She is the sophomore shortstop for this Lady Cougars team. And, well, the home run, you thought maybe things would have got off the tracks again, but it didn't. Peyton Kirtland settled in and struck out the next three. We'll see. That's that outside pitch that de Gravel has been throwing. Yes, I know that I'm saying it wrong. I'm sure of it.
Gravel, probably.
No, I don't. It's DeGravelle if you're scoring at home. So we're going with Camille, the first name. De Gravel. It's probably where they're from up north, so it might not be too much of an Acadiana descent, but needless to say, we'll go with Camille. Rocks back and throws this one inside, stepping back to cut at that one too, and just needing to stride out a little bit more, it looks like, but we'll see what Futrell's got that she can get going here the top of the second. That one right back where we, and again, there's a fence and a window in the way.
Just get her a glove. She'll feel better.
Right. Beautiful setting out here at Ward 10 is where we're at. Fog's starting to burn off, at least here. It was rough coming across the river this morning. Outer half, strike three, and might have tailed a good bit to where it was caught, but one down here in the top of the second, and that's going to bring sophomore left fielder Cammie McGehee to the plate. McGehee did a good job the other night when we saw her. She gets on the bases. She's very aggressive and just puts a lot of work into it. Very quick what we saw in the left field, too.
Have to pull the
See, that one was called a strike a couple of times in this one already. Is that ball that drifts out? It may have been high.
have to pull the school board keepers. Does Cammie tell many jokes, or she try to be funny? McGee?
No, don't see. No, that one inside. Look, I'll give this bit of advice to you young ladies that are there. When he asks you a question, just know that he's setting you up for a joke, and just don't go along with it. Trust me.
It's like pull my finger, right?
Trust me. That one misses up and away, and looked like she's laughing about it, so it doesn't look like she had gotten hurt. She got stuck down there on the end on her plant foot, or actually on her stride foot, and looked like it caused that one to get up and away. But she looks into the dugout and smiles, and that one fouled straight back. Not as bad that time.
Had some good vittles down there yesterday, though. I don't know what they have down there in the hospitality suite, but they had some jambalaya, meatballs for subs.
And that's the one way down there at the bottom?
Right down here, yeah.
That one misses away, fills things up, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Close to where I parked, obviously. What I like about the setup, too, I got to drive around behind center field. My truck didn't get stuck.
From out here?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh!
Off the helmet. Unless she shakes it off and will find her way down to first base.
That's what you call ricochet.
They wonder why they have helmets at this level. They look around and look, she's just back and smiling and having as good a time as any. And getting, what did she get over there for reaching first base? What was it? A nerd cluster. Is that the first base when you get hit, or is it just for getting to first base? First base is a nerd cluster. There you go. I don't know that I've ever had a nerd cluster. I'll have to look that up.
She got to first like she was looking for communion, too. This must be a regular thing for them, right?
I'm going to have to go out on a limb and saying that a nerd cluster is a cluster of those small little nerd candies then. There you go.
There you go.
Freshman Audalie Carpenter pops this one up, foul back over the backstop and out of play.
Those are the smaller Smarties, by the way. Nerds are known as smart people, so nerd clusters, those are the
We're going to put him in the penalty box for 5 minutes. Everything out of his mouth does not have to be a one-liner. We are back here.
Yes, sir.
That one outer half
Ouch.
and down on strikes goes Carpenter.
I remember.
And out of the 9 spot, Catherine Gentry.
I'm remembering what you told me earlier, and I'll get back on track. Thank you. It's early morning.
KVN TV 19.2 in the Lafayette area.
Early morning dementia, I don't know, or delirium.
Delirium, yeah. That's 2 big differences.
Yes, you're right. I guess
Get
a
this
late
one.
night, early morning, just
Right. Well, Geehee is at first base. She was hit by a pitch. Foul tip back in the glove, and used to seeing her off and running, but I don't know if there's an opportunity to get her down into scoring position. Trying to get back to the top of the order with Wilson and Rowe and give them a hack at it with her in scoring position. But with 2 outs, it's going to have Gentry needing to get something going. Swung on and missed at that one. Chuck, that Tioga Grace game was a little bit of redemption last night, I think. Swung on and missed outer half. Let's keep it right here, and let's talk a little bit about some of the action from yesterday that you saw out here at the Lady Indians tournament. Had a big one in that walk-off win at Buckeye in West Washita.
that was huge. Yeah, that was Ricky Nitz hit
Nitz.
a 2-run shot to end walk off that one in the bottom of the 7th. 8-7. Buckeye was the
and that was just
winner.
a game that was back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah. And I just seen earlier where West Washita had a big win, maybe the day before or 2 days before, had a big win, and they were celebrating that as well. So knowing that they were coming in as a big challenge for Buckeye.
And then you faced the late game tournament curse as games that are scheduled to start at one time at the end of a tournament day don't start at that time.
No, I can understand 10, 15 minutes, but an hour? Wow.
Well, and so they started playing yesterday at what time?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, so you had a 4, 6, and an 8.
And I knew something was up when my 4 o'clock game didn't end until 6:08.
Yeah, that's
6:09.
what'll cause, because then you get 30 minutes, so you're almost 45 minutes behind on game 1, but had a couple of real good ball games. Tioga was able to get some revenge from a Grace team that had beat them earlier, so that was good to see.
Yeah, the weekend before.
Kendall Taylor will lead things off. She is the third baseman for the Lady Warriors of St. Fred.
Technology has made our job a whole lot easier too, Doug. With all these different little gadgets we have.
That one lifted out to center field, hammered out there and off the base of that Centerline Motorsports side. And there's going to be a play down at second base. Just sliding in safely. Looked like that one was there. My goodness, a good throw in from Gentry. Thought she had Taylor nipped at second base, did not. And that's a leadoff double. We saw that in the last inning, had the leadoff home run. Now we got I believe a courtesy runner is going to come in, or a pinch runner at this point.
That one bounce before it got to her, I mean, it was in a good spot, but if she would have had it a little bit higher and not had to make that one bounce to her, I think she would have got her.
They've announced
Close.
this young lady as a courtesy runner for the catcher, but she's not catching today. Yeah, so they can't do that. They'll have to pinch run. She said, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's my normal catcher." Yeah, that's what I thought. That wasn't. They announce, if they don't announce that it's a courtesy runner for the catcher, it's just a pinch runner and everything's okay.
Or sub in and out
But
kind of thing.
yeah, she's playing third base tonight or today, this morning, whatever we're at, and is not eligible for it. It's just pitcher and catcher. That one inside and over the head of Hannah Gamage. And that one thrown in the outfield. Now we got another play down at third. Not going to be there in time. And Taylor doing a good job on the bases.
That first pitch was a ball from you?
Yeah, I think so. We'll try to keep up with it here, too. Going in and talking to Kirtland. That infield comes in. All of them, and we'll talk to Peyton. All of and I guess I just haven't noticed the other side of it, either of the other games, but all of the infielders wearing those masks for the Lady Cougars. It's tough enough. Good-looking pitch there. And it's difficult enough when you're that close But that mask has got to impair the vision. But, again, that's why it's there, is for that extra level of protection.
Of course, if you practice with it, it just becomes, kind of like
that
normal.
One lifted foul and out of play over into the parking lot near the field where Neville was playing. I saw them warming up this morning. Chuck, you talked about it. 19 teams in this tournament this weekend?
19 teams, absolutely. In 2 days, you had
now,
3
you
games.
were reading it yesterday. I know when I listened a little while, you were reading it. Do you remember the 19 teams?
No, I remember there was Granton St. Fred's, there was Buckeye, there was West Washita, Tioga.
That's
and,
right.
I
saw Bruley in this one. Oak
Pine
Hill is
Prairie,
in there.
Oak Hill.
We'll get our first look at the Oak Hill Lady Rams coming up in softball. We'll stick around and do 2 games. And leaned inside, and that got Sophie on the arm, and she'll make her way down to first base. She got runners at the corners now. Now this is going to be Gamish. So that was, I kind of mispronounced, that was Sophie DeMoncos that had hit before that, and now it is Hannah Gamage. She's the first baseman. Sophie, of course, playing left field today.
See that arm stretched out by the umpires. I believe that's signifying infield rule is in play.
Going to be off and heading to second base. There wasn't an interest on throwing down on that one. That would easily have allowed Taylor to come in. Playing the bottom of the second here. And that one outer half for strike one. So one thing I noticed that, we try to spot the differences in the game of baseball and in softball. And what I've seen more and more and more is that these runners on second base will signal to the batter whether the pitches are inside or outside. And in baseball, you'd wear one the next time up for that. Softball, it's part of the game. They'll just let you know if it's coming inside or outside. And there was in fact, the signal that it was coming outside, and it gives them a second chance or an extra second to look at it. But I'm telling you, that doesn't fly in the boys' side of it. But this game, so again, that one ground ball between third and short, throwing back over to second. They did call her out there on top, and Coach Ronnie Lasuzzo is not going to be happy about that. Tagged on top of the helmet, and he's wanting to peel down to home plate, but that's never going to be a possibility because that's not his call at all. And he's got the better angle of it. And I promise you, no matter if he does come and appeal, home plate's not going to overrule this and call that an out or call that safe. I promise you. See, the official's not looking back. He's saying, hey, look, come out here and let's talk about it. But they're doing this, I think, to appease the coach that asked for the appeal, because there's not ever going to be one that's overturned on a tag call like that. Now, where you are adjusted on it is if the foot's off the bag or something on one of those. Right. But on a bang-bang play like that, with the official seat.
Yeah. Got her saved.
And my whole soliloquy of things, and I'm
right.
Unless, I don't know what they're talking about down there, unless he thought it was a force go. I don't know. But I've never seen one that has been overturned on a call like that.
And that have to add one here on the board. Puts a score across the board there for.
Yeah, it's 2-0 in this one, not the.
Oh, 1-1.
No, you got it for St. Fred. It's 2-0.
Oh, you're right.
That bunt right out in front of the plate over to first base, and in time does a good job, does Lily Davis, of getting the runners. She is a designated player for the St. Fred's team. And there's one out. That out that you saw right there was your first one.
Because they reversed the one on second.
Yep. It's 2-0. St. Fred leads this one. Change the inning and not the struggling on this early morning up here, and I understand that, believe me. That one missed outside. 1 ball and no strikes. One down here, bottom of the second.
Need more Skittles. Need more Skittles. Need the energy drink.
And he said that was the umpire's candy that's up there. So if we get into it, it
Oh.
might not be that big of a deal. I may be ready to check out a hamburger after this inning.
Yes, sir.
That one misses up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. This is the catcher, Audrey Perry, for St. Fred. Swung on and missed on the outside there, and 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one ground back to Kirtland. She's going to check her runner back, and that's just tremendous. Oh, she was off the bag, though.
Got her foot back, it looked like.
That was
It did
close
pull, but-
on there. They're going to call her safe at first. Yeah, that's what. Nope, she's out there. That was a bang one over at first base, and looked like she lifted a foot and got it back down just in time. 2 outs, and trying to get out of this one is Kirtland again with just the 1 run. That one fouled back to where we're at.
There we go. Their home field scoreboard straightened
Inning
out.
is right, the score is right, and the clock is running somehow now. No, she was out there. There's
That's
2 down.
good.
There's
You're
2
right.
outs here
And
in
one
the.
strike. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs in the bottom of the second.
Yeah.
Kirtland rocks back and delivers this one. Misses outside. Runners at second and third. So opportunity here as they get back to the top of the order. Avery Hauser, and you've got to be very careful with her. She's a young lady that homered to lead this game off.
Good thing is their scoreboard is the same as ours now, as far
That's
as
correct.
numbers.
She pulled that first pitch she saw into the power alley and got it out of here near the baseball field. And Kirtland is certainly being cautious with her, especially with first base open.
Yes.
That one is hammered up high and back and not too careful. Over
And
the
it
fence,
goes
and
over.
that is another home run for Avery Hauser. That one is the 3-run variety. You pitch her inside, she'll pull it out of the park. You pitch her away, and she goes oppo with that one. My goodness, the leadoff work from Avery Hauser, center fielder. Three runs came across on that one. The runner at second and third scored, and Hauser scores her second run of the day, second RBI of the day. And that will bring Abigail Creighton to the plate. 5-0 early in this one, bottom of the second, and she had a chance to get out of that. And Kirtland looking into the dugout for the sign. And Creighton will step out. And that's causing Kirtland, you can tell she's a little bit shaken up after that one. She settled down to strike out the next 3 that she faced back in the first, but
Yeah, sure did.
this has been an inning that had the opportunity to get out of when it was 2-0. Now 5-0 following that second big fly of the day. Ground ball is over to shortstop, backhand sliding coming up, just not enough on it. And Creighton down to first on an infield single. Megan Day also a strikeout victim back in the first. And they are taking Creighton out, and not sure the number of the young lady that went down to
13 for 22.
13. Emma Wood then is down at first base. That one smoked down the right field line and
Out foul.
just over the fence. 2:15 down the lines here, and both of those that Hauser hit wasn't even close to staying in the park. Kirtland checks the wristband, rocks back, delivers this off speed, offering there for the strike, and nothing in 2.
Isn't Hauser, and this is just a really good question, isn't Hauser like a an armory kind of thing, military?
It's a howitzer.
Howitzer, that's what I'm thinking of.
H-O-W-I-T-Z-E-R.
Okay. That's it.
Kirtland outside with that one. Snap throw down to first, not in time. Game we had last night saw a young left-hander from the Warriors from Grace Christian hit a guy, hit with pitch, and then picked him off of first base. Walks the next guy and then picks him off of first base. So ground ball up the middle is going to be handled there and bobbled around.
Could not get it
Just
out.
did not know what to do with it there at second base. And Sadie just, it's one of those, I've got it, but she just didn't.
So close.
And that's the series of unfortunate events that have been going on for them. It just seems just to be a step behind what's going on, and that's going to bring Megan Day. Or no, that's still Creighton. That is Creighton.
And also last night, you talking about interesting plays from last night, there was also a strikeout double play. Base runner from second to third. They threw over, caught her in the middle, and ended up getting the tag out.
There you go. Addie Clampett. For those of you at home watching from St. Fred's, yes, I do know what I'm doing. This is not the first game I've ever done before. Apologize for that. Addie Clampett stands in there. She is a right fielder for this St. Fred team. That one taken outside. And this is where things are really starting to get dangerous. You cannot have... You got to get out of this one here if you're the Lady Cougars. Any bigger deficit here kind of puts you wondering. Good change up there.
Tip on that one.
Yep, found that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4 runs across for this Lady Warrior team. 4 hits, 2 errors for the Lady Cougars. That one ground to shortstop. Right in front of it, and that's just that's bad timing out at shortstop for Emma Futrell.
I'm not sure if she was distracted by the base runner in front.
Well, the runner
of her.
ran right in front of her, yeah, and that's just the bad timing of it.
Yeah.
And Kendall Taylor now will stand in. Saw her last at bat this inning, as a matter of fact. Was a pretty good one. That one taken inside for strike 1.
Kirtland settled back down, throwing strikes in there.
Yeah, she's got to get out. It's been a tough for her. She's pitched an inning in 2/3, giving up 4 hits and 5 earned runs.
Yep.
That one lifted back foul. Conversely, you look at De Gravel, who has 2 innings pitched and given up no hits, just the 1 walk, and has struck out 6.
Wow.
Peyton looks in, rocks back, delivers this one just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tried to get Taylor to chase something there and wasn't successful at it. She's going to square the bump, but I certainly don't believe she's doing that. We'll pull the bat back and take it outside for ball 2.
I'm watching her footwork coming off that rubber, and I know there's that lane you have to stay in, and she's getting really close to it on some of those
That would
step-offs.
smoke down the line out of the glove of senior first baseman Bella Daniels, who was able to knock it down. The damage done in this one, another home run for Hauser. She's got 2 of them in her first 2 at-bats through 2 innings. A 3-run shot and a solo shot back in the first. And it is St. Fred's leading in this one 5-0 as we head to the top of the 3rd. We'll be back right after this.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. .446 Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
Back to work here in the top of the third. Back to the top of the Lady Cougar lineup. Sadie Wilson, just in between plays. She got to the ball on a great play, but was just bobbling around with it and unable to really get it. 0 for 1 on the day, I believe, is, yeah, she walked. Correction, she walked to lead things off in her first at-bat. Thought had an opportunity to get around and tie it up. Abby Creighton stands in there. Delivers the first pitch down low.
Hear that last name Wilson, I think of that Tom Hanks movie Castaway.
Right, that was the volleyball or the
yes.
coconut or
yeah,
one
the
of
volleyball.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
6 strikeouts on the day for the Lady Cougars. They have fanned for all 6 of their outs. There you get a good look at Creighton, who will deliver this one in there for the strike. High atop field 4. Looking at the flag starting to barely blow. Now it picks up a little bit, blowing more left to right now. That one lifted into that air. Back here and didn't go out of play. Thought it did, but
They were hugging the fence like it was going to.
might have had an opportunity to and get that one. Now we'll see if Sadie can make them pay. Yeah, this St. Fred team just led by Avery Hauser in the leadoff spot. It's just been solid. That one turned on the inside, and
way left.
yeah, Wilson gave that a ride.
Send that one down to where the hospitality room is.
So we set the ending time on this, Chuck, for 11:20. We'll have to adjust and turn and go and fix, because I didn't want one to overlap the other.
But the beauty of it is, after this game, there's going to be some
That was smoke down the line and foul.
some dead time because of umpires come up, take a break, a little bit of change in between. So
We'll zip over to the hospitality room.
zip. Now that's a
I don't know if I have a lot of zip
encouraging
in me
word.
right now. Yeah, that's
I
awful.
know I don't.
It's been a long week of baseball and softball. Glad to do it. Did you see we partnered up with KVN TV 19.2? Download their free app, and you can watch a lot of our archived games that are being uploaded daily. But when we go live, they're going there as well. And it won't be long. We'll be on that
Most of
Louisiana coastal region television setup that they have too. You'll be able to sit in your house in Lake Charles and watch it on your TV. If you have Cox or one of those cable channels, reached out and put her elbow out into it, and that's a way to get on base.
I sure didn't know you could do that.
I mean,
Going to be a conference with
yeah,
Blue.
they're going to go ask about that. They may call her back because she put that elbow out onto it. Out over the plate is what it looked like to me. Yep, they give her first base. Look, she earned it, too, because that got on the funny bone, and I don't think she's finding anything funny about it. That's all is Sadie Wilson there. Carly Rowe, catcher for this Lady Cougar team, up, and she's been one of their better hitters through the season.
One of the oddest named bones, or slang name for a bone, when you already have 2 humeruses, right?
I guess you would do that one. That has been, yes,
You
absolutely.
set me up for it.
Five to nothing. St. Fred leads this one. Ball tailed inside and down, but must have caught a little portion of the plate before it did. You get a good look at Creighton, and of course you hear our microphone that's there. 2 balls and a strike, and if you feel like if you're the Lady Cougars, if you can just put a couple of them together, they tell you that hitting is contagious, but lack of hitting is as well. That one lifted out into
on cue
left
there.
field and is going to be camped out under by the left fielder. Sophie drifts over there and grabs that one. It's going to bring Bella Daniels to the plate. Yeah, we didn't quite call the shot on that one.
I did call the one last night, though. I was telling you about that one.
Right? Now, did you call it before the home run was hit, or did
Yes.
you?
Yes. It was. She had a 1-1 on her, and I said,
Ricky Nitz.
Yes.
And so when it came across, and I just don't know the lineup for Buckeye, I said, is that bad? I'm tired. Is it Nikki Ritz? But no, in fact, it's Ricky Nitz that
I'm
had
rubbing
that.
off on you.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, it was just where did tell me through the call what happened? What was you?
So they were bottom of the seventh, right?
Right.
And so came up to bat. They had 2 outs on them.
Okay.
So they
And
were
the game
behind,
was tied?
trailing by 1.
Okay.
7-6. And she came up to bat and got in there and fouled one off, took a ball. I think she had 1-1 whenever I made the call for it. Said it sure would be nice there. I'm sure the Lady Panthers would love to have a blast, a 2-run blast out of this one, and in walk-off fashion win this one.
And bam.
And 2 pitches later, bam, there it goes.
Huh. There you have it. That one fouled back also. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And sadly, for some reason, that game ended its
The greatest call that nobody heard. We'll chop it up later.
2
It's
o'clock
set
you'll
to
see it.
replay. It's set to replay at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
I told Coach about it. I said, I'm sorry because they didn't get to see the last inning. He said, well, my wife's going to let you know about it here in just a little bit.
Join the crowd. There were a lot of folks that were on board. I was like, ooh, I'm going to take these 6 ibuprofens and go to sleep.
See you in the morning.
Yep, that one lifted foul and out of play. Look, I talked to my wife about it on the way home and told her how bad it was hurting. And, and getting the stuff down out of the press box area where the perch area where we're at there had some ankles stiffened up on me. Mm-hmm. And then having to go down. It wasn't but 2 stairs, but, boy, they were 2 painful stairs on there. And bless her heart, had my medicine waiting on me when I got home. And took those, went to sleep, woke up, thought it was this morning, and Chuck was still on the air for that Tioga Grace game last night.
Yeah, that's right. He sent me. You have a cot out there that you're going to take a nap?
When foul tipped into the glove of the catcher and hung on to, and that is out number 2. Another strikeout there for the Lady Warriors. Sophomore Morgan Middleton.
She got hit by a pitch earlier on the right foot, as a matter of fact.
Yes. She, McGehee, and Wilson have all been hit by pitch today. That one outer half. And Middleton not pleased with that call. Looked like she thinks that, but she's going to be a good one before she gets out of here at Grant. She plays third base well, swings the bat well, and gets in the circle also. That one lifted between second and right. Right fielder's going to come in and make that play. That is Addie Clampett that will come in and do that. Grant threatens, puts a runner on via the hit by pitch, unable really to get anything done out of it. And we go to the bottom of the third, 5-0. St. Fred leads this one when we come back.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure.
St. Fred's in the bottom of the third sends Sophie Demancos to the plate. There's that foul ball that comes rolling around. It gets everybody's attention.
At least that little alarm goes off. Bam, bam,
yeah,
bam.
when it hit that and it rolled across, that certainly did it. Doug and Chuck Perkins, 446 Sports, bringing you all the action this morning's set of games. We've got this one, and then there's another one that's going to make its way around. We've got the Oak Hill Lady Rams and the Bunkie Panthers coming up. That should be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Our first look at some of our basketball friends. Ground up at the middle. Kirtland's got it. She's going to spin, fire, not there. Safe over at first, and I believe that's going to be an error. They'll call and check, or they'll stop and look at Kirtland. See how she is, and they're sending the runner down to second. Did that hit one of the? Did it go in the dugout?
Unless it hit one of the coaches. It didn't go in the dugout, but it may have hit one of the coaches.
And that's
sitting
what
up there.
looks like the call is, that it hit somebody there in the dugout, and that's just as good as being in the dugout. So reaching on the air, that's the third error of the day for Grant. That one right down the pipe to Hannah Gamage, first baseman for the St. Fred's team. Gamage is 0 for 1, but had an RBI and scored a run. She reached on one of those errors earlier.
There's a wind blowing the same direction as it was yesterday, so with Mia being on field 3, the wind's blowing straight out to center field. So
right.
There were some smashes hit yesterday. The one that I didn't have on there, go ahead, Doug.
Well, 2 home runs in this one, and they're both off of Hauser.
Yeah, into the wind.
Yeah, and she's hit one to right center and one to left, opposite field. She hits the ball where it is pitched as good as anybody. That one ground over to third base, right past Middleton, and they're going to hold Sophie up at third. So you got runners at first and third. That will we feel will be the 4th error of the game in this one for the Lady Cougars. And Lily Davis, designated player, will stand in. Davis 0 for 1 on the morning. Hauser with 2 home runs and 4 RBI in this game. 2 for 2, 2 runs scored. Has accounted for 4 of the 5 runs in this one. I'm very impressed by that young lady.
The middle game yesterday that I didn't cover, and I hate not doing it because it was a great game. St. Mary's and West Ouachita.
That West Ouachita team's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
They've been in a battle, it seems like, every day. They're in that district with Tioga and Grant and those folks.
Yeah.
I don't know who all is in that district. It's Peabody's in there, Grant's in there, Tioga's in there, West Ouachita's in there, and I think there's one more. West Ouachita made the switch down when Neville went up to 2-5A.
Mm-hmm. Swap outs.
I think it worked out good for both squads in there, putting Neville up there with a lot more in football in that. And
yeah, but that Ruston and West Monroe group and all whatnot, they've always played them
Alexandria,
too. Alexandria,
yes.
Yeah.
That one it drifted off. But like the Gamage was trying to draw a throw, which we've seen a lot of that they try to do. And if they realize there's not going to be anything, it's just on down there. Strike is there, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Davis. Is that nobody out here in the bottom of the third?
Base runners in threatening positions.
That one lifted foul and back out of play. You're getting used to it up here, aren't you? That didn't even bother you at all. You just a buzzsaw that Grant has. And we talked to Coach Cooper last week when we were out there for the Menard Grant game that they didn't do any favors in the scheduling of this one, but this is a tough tournament. That's one thing that we've seen all the way back in the days when we covered this one. I think this was our first foray into softball, Chuck, back then when we came out and did something. I remember doing Santa Ma in the game and some North DeSoto in there back when AJ was with Santa Ma before she went to Boston College.
Right.
But it's always been big teams. We saw the Airline and Parkways and those. That one up and out of the way. Big shout out to our friends up in Shreveport and the Calvary Lady Panthers. We reached out to us, like to get some of their softball on. They're a powerhouse headed for another possible state title. That one poked into right field in no man's land and is going to drive in a run there. And that was just out into right field where Carpenter wasn't able to really make a run up on it. It just kind of hit and died.
Yeah, I don't know if the moisture in the air or what. It
knocked
had
it
no
down,
flight.
yeah.
Of course, the wind had stopped blowing at that point in time too, so it just had no more flight in it. Let all the helium out of the balloon.
Audrey Perry will stand in there. Perry 0 for 1 on the day. 6-0, nobody out. Yeah, just watch for that look where they'll expect Davis to go about halfway down there and look and turn around, and she does, and now she just on in to second base. And again, it doesn't take long for first and third to go to runners at second and third for this St. Fred team.
She had the same look as I did as a kid when I gotten a cookie out of the cookie jar and was running back to my room making sure Mom wasn't looking out of the kitchen.
He kind of slow walked and then hustled on back the rest of the way. That one twists inside on Perry.
Stories don't classify as jokes, though, do they?
Not when it's related. That one you'll take that.
Okay.
But most of your stories are tinged with humor. So,
I understand.
But
so you admit they are tinged with humor?
That one.
Okay.
It's the difference between stories and jokes. That one, strike taken in there, the obligatory 3-0 fastball.
You use the word most.
One.
You use the word most of my stories.
Stories different than jokes.
Oh, okay.
Rocks back and fires and delivers this one. Foul tipped into the glove, and we'll hang on to it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Lady Cougars desperately needing to find an out here in the bottom of the third. Your base hit or 2 from this one just getting completely out of hand. That one driven over to second base. Play is going to be made there, and they'll trade the out. Diving back in. Good look over from first base. I mean, that was just a good play from Daniels, but unable to get it. But I like the heads-up thinking, trying to throw behind the runner. Scores a run 7-0, and they're going to put Hauser on. And, yeah, why not? She can't hurt you right there at all.
Saw that done last night over at that Tioga game. Little Abby Jones, freshman right fielder for Tioga, hit a home run in the second inning. She came back, and she is speedy around the bases. Got a triple and RBI triple. And her next at bat, they said, "We've seen enough of you."
Yep, that one poked down the line and foul. Addie Jones, I saw she was the player of the game last night,
She
too.
was.
She had the little placard
Yep.
designating the win and the MVP of the POG.
Did great out there in right field as well. Made several good plays too. Well, as far as defensively.
Good to see the freshman there. Lost a lot of good seniors over the last couple of years. Coach Woodard and that Tioga team has.
Playing in college level on several of them.
Yep. 7-0. St. Fred leads this one. That one is dinked over to second base. It's going to be grabbed there, but trading outs for runs. Sadie's had the last couple of them at second base and handled them well, but it's put a couple of runs across. 2 outs now. And it is 8-0. Kirtland looking in the dugout to get the signal. She'll go back to that armband and ready to go. Right up the middle it goes, and Hauser does come around to score on that base hit from Megan Day. Day with an RBI, and Hauser scores her 3rd run of the game. So they limited the damage, limited the home run, but she does come around to score her 3rd run of the day, does Hauser.
Didn't get the trade out for a run that time.
No, but you look at the line score on the young lady. She's 2 for 2 today, 3 runs scored, 4 RBI, and a walk. That's, 12 total bases now for that young lady?
Yes, sir.
Goodness gracious.
Can you imagine the after-game chatter that's going to be happening at some point in time between Coach Cooper and Coach Woodard about the scheduling of games that they've had in these tournaments?
Look, I'm telling you,
imagine that phone call.
And Grant's got another big one this evening tonight. We won't be, or this afternoon, that 3 o'clock game. We won't be out here. We'll be getting ready to go collect on our Crawfish for a Cause fundraiser that the fostering community did. Their goal was 500 pounds, and they sold out through that and an additional 150 pounds. So if you ordered crawfish, that one ground to shortstop, bobbled around, and not in time. And just defensive work has just not helped Kirtland out today at all.
No, and the St. Fred's group is just staying steady.
They do. They hit the ball hard on the ground and run to make you make plays. Kendall Taylor, 3rd baseman for the St. Fred team, will stand in. Kirtland gets that one in there, and
she's flinging them now.
She is. It's just the unfortunate thing, if you're a Lady Cougar fan, is that this St. Fred team hits a strike when it gets into the strike zone. They're turning and they're hitting it.
They're in what class?
They are Division II.
Yeah,
Select Division II is what I think I saw.
I'm sure if they were 3A or.
That one lifted into center field and should do it, and it does. That will retire the side, but not before another 4 come across. They strand a couple to St. Fred's. After 3 complete, the Lady Warriors of St. Fred lead this one 9-0 over your Lady Cougars when we come back.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
For cataract surgery in Central Louisiana, insist on Wallace Eye Associates, where leading eye surgeon Dr. Thomas Stuckey and our team of doctors continue to set the standard in cataract care in Louisiana. If you're over age 60 and just aren't seeing as well as you used to, let our cataract team restore your vision and renew your life. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus.
Peyton Kirtland will lead things off here in the top of the 4th. And it's just been impressive pitching performance there in the circle. That one, a good job of going with where it's pitched by Kirtland. And you could tell in her body language. She's, because visited with some of the girls before the game on there, and they were having a good time, enjoying it, were very relaxed. And you could tell that what is in the middle of a 3-game losing streak, possibly on the way to a 4th, is certainly getting to them a little bit, but they've got to keep that one does get. See, they did come play closer to the fence, because one time they let one drop down.
Yeah. And it was just beyond that little angled piece up there is where it was actually.
Right. You can see her on the left of your screen, Hauser, out there in center field for St. Fred. She's the one with the 2 home runs and 4 RBI, 3-run scores. That one is poked over to shortstop. Long throw, not in time. Yeah, you're not. When you get one deep in the hole, it's not going to be there. And a good piece of hitting by Kirtland to get something going here to lead things off.
Good stretch by the first baseman, though, but just not in time on the throw.
That 3 o'clock game that we were asking about for Grant is going to be Destrehan. They will play Destrehan.
Goodness.
At 3 o'clock. I think Tioga and Desti go
11, I believe.
Yeah. Bottom part of the strike zone for the strike there, 0-1. Keep an eye out this week for the Pelican Sports Report softball edition. It'll be coming up this week, our first ever edition of that. We'll visit with Mike Coppage from down in the Acadiana area and Mike McMillan with the North Shore Sports Report. He'll give us everything that's going on down in that New Orleans area. We'll talk softball and baseball from the New Orleans area, from the Acadiana area. We'll talk about this tournament, and then we'll look ahead to what's coming up. See the young lady from Gina,
nice.
that one is in there for a base hit. Go back and find who that young lady is. I had her wrote down in here, but had 26 strikeouts the other night and pitched a no-hitter. Is what I saw. They went 10 innings in that game, and she never gave up a hit in it.
That's what's on for St. Fred's you're talking about?
No,
or?
for Gina.
Okay.
Is who that was. And I've got to go back in and see if I can find that, because big shout out to that young lady.
Lady Cougars trying to get something going here with base runners on first and second, no outs.
Yeah, well, what he said.
Now, you teased me the other day saying there was some big news coming out about Pelican Sports Report.
Well, and that was it. We've joined up with the North Shore Sports Report, or the North Shore Prep Report. And, of course, Mike Coppage in the Acadiana area works for SI.com, the Sports Illustrated, the high school side of it. The Acadiana Advocate knows just about everything there is to know about sports in Acadiana. So we're assembling a pretty good cabinet, if you will, of folks that were that will be a part of what we're doing for baseball and softball statewide. And that first show is next week. I think we're going to air that on Saturday is what we'll do next Saturday. Trying to make my way down. Yeah, that young lady, I didn't want to. So Kiette Cooper, 10 no-hit innings and 26 strikeouts.
Oh.
26 strikeouts out of 30 outs. And Gina defeated Marksville 1-0 in 10 innings. But that was Kiette Cooper. That one is lifted out into the left field, but going to be handled there easily. And McGehee put a charge into it, but unable to get that one to fall, and that will bring Audley Carpenter up.
It was shallow left enough to where the base runners had to stay and couldn't make a chance to advance over 60 feet.
Right. Basically a young team here at Grant. They've got 2 juniors, Kirtland and Wilson. The lone senior is Bella Daniels, and that one is pounded into the turf.
Daniels, catcher or fielder?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sophomores and a freshman in this starting lineup for Coach Cooper.
Wow.
So the junior second baseman, Sadie Wilson, the junior Peyton Kirtland in the circle, and the only thing that she'll have to replace next year will be senior Bella Daniels, who is at first base. That one fouled off to the right side near the on-deck circle.
Had some spin on that ball because it's kind of looping over and hit that chain link fence where the on-deck batter is standing. Right, first base side.
Settles in the 0-2 offering. Lifted, foul, and just out of play.
Off the roof of the dugout over there on that third base side.
Top of the fourth, we play. Yeah, top of the fourth, we play here. Hour 9 into this one, hour and 15. They actually started a little bit earlier. First pitch was 8:55. don't forget, we'll stop the stream, and that next stream will be all on its own.
All on its own, meaning no Chuck and no Doug, or
No, it will be exclusive of this one. Not one of those long-standing streams. First and second, the runners here. Kirtland on at second base. St. Frederick out of Monroe, Louisiana is where they come from, and they have come out swinging a hot bat today. That one ground to shortstop. That's going to be tough as well. But over to first by half a step and in time.
cool.
Goodness. Yeah, that was good work out at shortstop there by Sophie. Goes and gets that one. And that is going to bring sophomore Catherine Gentry in there. And you need something. You want to see maybe a base hit and get you a couple of runs out of this if you're Grant. Some way to get some momentum, to get some confidence in this. That Bruley game yesterday was brutal. In that one, gave up 19 runs. It was tough. Inside corner strike is there, and it looked like they've been having a lot of success. Both squads have been having a lot of success on that inner half. Lifted just to third base and going to be brought in by Taylor, and she will squeeze that one to retire the side. Lady Cougars leave a couple of runners on base. We go to the bottom of fourth, 9-0. St. Fred's leads this one when we come back. We're back here to Ward 10. Grant Lady Cougars and make a swap, and that is a fostering community pitching change. Morgan Middleton will go into the circle for the Lady Cougars, and that one is promptly fouled back and out of play. Leading things off for St. Fred is Sophie Damancos. Again, I got nothing on that. Bless her heart. Sophie is why we go. So if you see that I call some first names and some last names, that's why. That one hammered out to center field, giving chase way back again off the BK distributor sign. And Coach pretty aggravated that was just a single. Appreciates the hit. And it was good work by Sophie to get a hold of that one. Middleton's first batter she faces lines it out to off the wall or near the base of the wall, and that's going to bring up Hannah Gamage. They just hit the ball so well, does this St. Fred team.
Track the ball well out of the pitcher and good high hand.
And no matter which one that it's been either.
Right.
That one misses away. Just 2 hits for the Lady Cougars on the day. 7 for this Lady Warriors team, but it's been the pitching that's been the difference in there. 7 strikeouts, only 2 runs allowed. Only 2 hits allowed. Outer half, and that will send Gamage down to first base with the walk. Gamage was 0 for 2 on the day, but has scored a couple of runs. She's reached via an error and a base on balls now. Lily Davis, designated player. She had that big hit last inning, scored a run and had an RBI. Takes that one in there for strike 1. Trying to push a couple of runs across here. If you're St. Fred, you'd like to get it above that 10-run mark.
Oh, that's okay. The other day I heard the music playing and looked over, and one of the cars had their little hatchback open. The team was practicing out on the grass. So I must have moved from them.
Just let it go. 0-2 here outside. Quite an atmosphere out here at the ballpark. Softball, and it just keeps moving along so fast. You go to those baseball tournaments, Chuck, and they just drag, and everything is so methodical.
Yes.
And look, baseball's the greatest game there is. I've grown up playing it my whole life. Don't get me wrong. But this softball is just a different level when it comes to activity and action and constant moving parts.
I have an insight of a rumor that may be happening out here.
Okay.
At Ward 10. Hang on.
Swung on and missed there and down on strikes. Good piece of pitching by Middleton. And Lily Davis down on strikes will bring Audrey Perry into it. So do tell. Break the news here.
And I don't know if it's broken yet, if it's actually going to happen, but one of the possible plans out here for the rec center is down there where the Red River Football League's football field is. That may be the new home for the Lady Indians softball field.
Well, isn't that going to aggravate the Red River Youth football folks?
I think they have other fields already available.
Huh.
And so, yeah.
What's wrong with this area here where it's at? Just the parking, or that one drive line shot over to third base, or in and out of the glove of Audalie Carpenter, who's moved in from right field to go to third base. And
well, with such the presence of Dixie Youth in all the different ward complexes, they take up so many fields, and they basically sign a contract to have the fields just have to work around the baseball and softball teams that are here. That way, that'll free up these 4 fields. Go ahead.
Campbell Ward comes on to run, and that's going to bring Audrey Hauser in with nowhere to put her. Bases are loaded. She's homered twice today with authority. First time that she's faced Middleton. Surely she doesn't get the trifecta out there. That one pitch is taken. So they walked her the last time, Chuck. She came around to score. This time she stands in there, no place to put her. But you almost can see, you can't really fathom walking her to walk a run in, but a big fly, and she's got, well, she takes that one in. Not seeing it as well from Middleton as she did earlier off of Kirtland.
Yep, good disguise from Middleton. Does well with her pitching.
0-2 now to the St. Fred center fielder. Power hitting. That one lifted high.
My word.
That one, McGehee camping under that one, and she's got it. That's a sac fly, so that'll be the 5th RBI of the day. But did show she was a little bit human there, and said, well, maybe they won't all get out of here. But 5 RBI now on the day, 2 for 3. 3 runs scored and 5 runs batted in, and that is the 10th run. So the Lady Cougars in the top of the 5th will have some work to do, Chuck. They're going to have to score at least 1 run to keep this thing going.
Yes, they will.
And hopefully you can keep it right here at 10 where you're not having to add on more than that. That one smoked down. McGehee thought about diving for it. She's going to turn hustling in with the 11th run of the day is number 14, Gamage. Gamage comes around to score on a good RBI piece of hitting. And they'll swap Creighton out since he was the pitcher and come in and bring a courtesy runner in. Emma Wood will come back. And you see her go over there and talk to Megan Day, who stands in there, about what she's seeing out of it. And that's just good teamwork.
And she's a little firecracker.
Who's that?
No, 22.
Yeah, she's pitched a heck of a game in this one, too. Runners at first and second. And so now each run that you add on here is one more that Grant's got to get.
Yeah.
Just to keep it going. Unfortunately, in danger of being run ruled in this one without some activity. Middleton calls time and wants a new softball. Sometimes it's just a feeling of getting a different one in there, too, and just want to change it up.
Indeed.
That one taken outer half for strike one. 2 balls and a strike.
Sometimes it's just the stitching on it might feel a little weird in your hand and just not feeling right, and so change it out.
That's exactly right. And with pitching, it's a lot about feeling. Well, I thought she was going back to second base. It's one thing that we've noticed there, and is that all of the infielders, including the pitcher, have those masks on. It was just the pitcher for St. Fred that wears that mask. Just one of those things to notice. That one lifted into right field again, playing back, but coming up
trying to basket catch it.
Yeah, and probably should have come up and fielded that with the glove upright. That basket catch is so difficult. But just you're in between at that point.
Yeah.
Another run comes in, and that's 12 now.
You don't want to overrun it.
Bottom of the fourth is where we're at in this one. Bottom of the fourth. There you go. Addie Clampett stands in. We've seen her in there today a good bit. She is 1 for 3 on the day. Has struck out once. But the big day has been Hauser. 2 for 2, or 2 for 3, correction. Well, if they're giving her that sac fly. That one smoked down the line, but it's going to go foul.
Into the bullpen area. Doug, I hate to say it this way, but the potentially winning run is at bat right now.
Yeah, you've done worked yourself up to, you're exactly right. You've worked yourself around to where you've got past that 2, and now it is 15 after 3. And, boy, that's
home run here would do it, right?
That's certainly what you want to stay away from, but that one misses away. But, Chuck, that's a very, very good point that you go from, okay, we're above that 10-point, that 10-run margin. Now you can get to where potential game-ending batter is at first. Not stealing anymore. You saw them go from first to second when they were runners at first and third early on, and not really doing that. Maybe laying up just a little bit here.
Not wanting to push it.
Correct. That one smoked out to right center, driven way back and off the base of the wall. 1 run is in. Going to wave another one, and that is a 2 RBI double for Addie Clampett. They Clampett 2 for 4 on the day with 2 RBI, and now the potential game-ending run is out there at second base, and you've got a slugger up there in Taylor. She's 1 for 3 on the afternoon.
Wonder if they'll push her to third as quickly as possible.
If they have a pass
ball, I'm sure they will.
You've got a couple of players up there. Everybody's hit today. The only one that does not have a base hit in this game, Chuck, is Hannah Gamage. But wait, she's got an RBI and has scored 3 runs. So
Wow.
she's not been on via the base hit, but she's been on in Middleton just shaking her head, wondering. I mean, she just doesn't have a good feel with the softball out there today.
Yeah.
So, Chuck, you brought it up. We were 3 runs away. Now the potential game-ending run is out there at second base in Clampett, and that one bounces around. Now sliding head first into third, and that's just reading the ball well. No, they're not stealing. No, they're not taking advantage, running up the score. They're trying to end the game and save pitching is
Yeah.
what they're doing. So you can't fault anybody at all for stealing a base. And that went away when you got to the run rule part of it. Looks like she might have jammed a shoulder or something. Shot
There
is
it
in
is.
there, and that's going to be the ball game. Base hit by Taylor will end things here 15-0. They'll give her the single, and that will be it, Chuck. So it has been all Lady Warriors in this one. Goodness gracious. Just a lot of it. It's look up and down it. Hauser 2 for 2 on the day. 3 runs scored, 5 RBI. But 2 hits from Creighton, 2 hits from Day, 2 hits from Clampett, 2 hits from Taylor, including that one. Gamage the only one that didn't get a base hit today because Davis and Perry each had 1. But, oh, by the way, she scored 3 runs. So she was on base all 3 times and scored them. It was a dominant performance by the Lady Warriors of St. Fred out of Monroe. Grant Lady Cougars on the 3-game, I guess that's a 4-game slide now as they – that's the one good thing, too, about softball, too, is they gather in and they show that type of spirit. Chuck, we'll be back for the 11 o'clock game. It is the Bunkie Lady Panthers, Oak Hill Lady Rams. Chuck Perkins, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all and good night.